Habari asubuhi, karibu sana Kenya. Well, welcome to Kenya and good morning. It's what I said in Swahili. We have a beautiful herd of elephants, but if we go a bit wider, it was a lot of the main group. Was our first night in camp, and you can see camp over there. That's final control. Our tents are up there, and we had those elephants as wonderful visitors in our camp for our first night in camp. So very exciting. We've moved into our tents, and we're all getting settled in. My name is Brent Smith. I have Senzo and Keys on camera, and you're on a live safari in Kenya and South Africa. Remember, hashtag Safari Live if you want to ask us any questions. And a happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And I'll be telling some stories about my dad, and he's probably quite an important person in terms of what I'm doing right now and has led me on the path to the middle of nowhere. So speaking of the middle of nowhere, we're going to keep trundling on towards the hill. Let's have one more look at those lovely ellies. And so they were right in camp last night. I could actually hear them next to my tent. And it is one of my favorite things at night is to listen to elephants. And I'll tell you a funny story about Botswana and elephants. Well, John says he's never seen elephants on the hill. Well, they're quite often on the hill up here. And there's a couple of herds that come through around camp and feed on the hill below. Now, I think it must have been one of my first... Oh, no, it wasn't. I'd started working for my dad again. I'd been in Zambia for a while, and then I came back to Botswana. And we were having morning coffee with our guests. And a lady said, "You're not going to believe, but there was a lion purring outside my tent last night." And we were like, no, I don't think so. And of course, that lovely low rumble that elephants communicate with, this poor lady was convinced she was surrounded by lions all night. Alas, it was just elephants, but that lovely is one of my favorite sounds in the world. And unlike most people who get a bit nervous when they're elephants within 5 meters, I seem to sleep much better knowing that they're there. Amanda would like to know how am I so chipper in the morning. Well, Amanda, believe it or not, I don't even need coffee to be chipper. The moment my feet hit the ground, I am awake, and the morning is one of my favorite times. The birds are calling, and one of the best things about my and Jamie's tent is we're right on the edge of camp, and we're actually surrounded by this beautiful wild olive trees, and we get the best birds. And they were going from about 4 o'clock this morning, and one of my favorite birds, the white-browed robin chat, used to be called the hugulins, and of course the tropical boo-boos. Two of the... Oh, we can hear a tropical boo-boo in the distance. Two of the best calls in the world to wake up to. Absolutely stunning. That's what this morning is. And as I say, I'm always chipper when I get to go on game drive. Isn't that exciting? And I think today we're going to be doing... And since it's a lovely still morning, we haven't had too many of those. The wind has been howling something fierce recently. I think it's a good morning to build on our Kenya bird list. Now, of course, we are probably... Well, I'm guessing we might bump into the wonderful Angama pride as well. And you never know whether there's a cheetah around the corner. And some of you might have noticed I've got a new shuka as well. See, that's a new shuka. I like this one. It's very nice colours. There you go. So, what do you think of my shuka? Hashtag Safari Live. You can let me know what you think of my new shuka. Actually, Jamie and I went to the village and we bought about 8 new shukas. We can use them to decorate our tent. But yeah, hashtag Safari Live. What do you think of Brent's new shuka? I think it's wonderful. What do you think, Senzo?
Beautiful, man.
Yes. Now we're going to go all the way back to South Africa to a man who very sadly doesn't have a shuka. Poor, poor Byron. Welcome back to Kenya. The lions are on the hunt. We've lost sight of them now, but they're stalking a lone male waterbuck. They've disappeared and dispersed into the grass. So there's the waterbuck. Now we've lost sight. Well, I think I see one lioness over here to the left, sense. There, I think is that a lion? It is. It could be one of the cubs. No, it's an adult lioness. Now, the others have spread out, and one of them was actually heading quite close to where the waterbuck is, although I think that waterbuck is quite safe. It's in the short grass, but the lions are definitely giving it a go. Now, he doesn't look too perturbed at the moment. Now, I'm pretty sure one of the lionesses is going to pop out quite close to us in these bushes. The last place I saw it disappear was in here. And I think if the waterbuck runs, it's going to run towards us. So we decided to position ourselves on the other side of where all the vehicles are. And some of you might even notice there's a bus. Those are school children out here for the weekend. And they're all there. It's their camp or their trip away, and you can see all their mattresses on the roof. So it's a school bus. I just keep trying to find this lioness, one that was heading this way, to try sort of flank around the unsuspecting waterbuck. Oh, it is an absolutely magnificent morning here in Kenya. I know the poor boys at Djuma are being pelted by the wind. We've got a gentle breeze and beautiful weather. Remember, hashtag Safari Live if you've got any questions for us. Well, maybe he's up. Maybe he knows what's cracking. Maybe he didn't get to this edge by being a fool of a waterbuck. Stick to the short grass, then the lions can't sneak up upon you. Natalie, talking about my shuka, Natalie says it's quite colourful. It is indeed, Natalie, as colourful as I am, I'd like to think. Oh, so he heads down, grazing. Mystic Wolf loves the shuka. Me too. I think it's wonderful. Now, of course, there's so many wonderful different variations of shukas. I think by the time we leave Kenya, I'm probably going to have, well, Jamie and I are probably going to have 50 or 100 different shukas. We're actually going to get one, a really big one made for the bed as a cover. I think that'll look quite spectacular. So I didn't quite get who said that, but someone says it goes with my hat. Lara Moore said it goes well with my hat. Now there's a very, very important reason why I'm not wearing my normal green hat, and you'll see this is a blue hat. It's a new. Oh, welcome back. It seems like we've managed to shake off a gremlin or two. It hasn't been a good morning for the poor Angama girls. They've just missed their second antelope. They had a good go at the waterbuck, and she was just trying to stalk a topi, but he was far too smart for her and spotted her from a mile off and took off like a bad smell. Because remember, topi are incredibly fast, able to do up to about 80 kilometers an hour. Where is he? Oh yeah, he's still going. Not hanging about for a lion. He's going to put some really good distance between him and the Angama girls. The other two girls have gone to sleep. Just one head up. But they are looking hungry. That's why we've been sitting here for most of the morning. There we go. The two girls are up. You see them? Oh, they're joining up with the third. Not sure where the fourth lioness is. She was around earlier. Okay, they're on the move. Where they're off to next? Are they going to head down towards Samaki, the swamp? Gorgeous girls. Now, of course, they have 7 hungry little mouths to feed. Now, well, we've got the ladies here, but because it is Father's Day, I said I was going to tell a few stories about my dad and my childhood in the bush. I'm very, very fortunate to spend most of my years in the African bush. And where I'm sitting today is probably a lot to do with my dad, and he's always given us the most incredible opportunities and taken us to some of the most amazing places in Africa. Always believed that experience is far more important than things. So we used to do amazing trips for birthdays and things like that. And so very, very lucky. Now, the first time I ever walked into lions was with my dad. He got into a bit of trouble from my mother because we were not too much older than about 6 years old. Or I was about 6 years old the first time we went into lions on foot. Now, are they going to come? And I predicted this. I thought they were going to come here. Everyone else stayed on the other side. And I said they're going to come towards us. So we're just going to move to get a bit closer to them. And again, a very happy Father's Day to all the other dads out there. Senzo actually is a dad, aren't you, Sens? So Senzo was having a video chat with his kids and showing them the lions a little bit earlier while we were fighting with gremlins on his screen. So very, very cool. Remember #Safari Live, and I'm trying to think. So I think probably one of the coolest memories I have with my dad was in northern Botswana, and we were walking around an area called Kwena Lagoon, and there's an area called Kwena Lagoon, which basically in Tswana, Kwena means crocodile, so Crocodile Lagoon. And we were actually looking for wild dogs, if I remember correctly, and we were on foot. And in that part of Botswana, you get these really big herds of buffalo, a couple of thousand of them. And there was this big fig tree that was leaning over the water, and we heard the buffalo coming, so we scuttled up into the fig tree and we sat down as a 2,000 buffalo came and drank all around us. It was a really, really an incredible moment. Now, my dad and I share a favorite predator, and I'm very jealous because Tristan has seen them this morning. It is the African wild dog. It is. My dad is actually on his Sunday morning walk on the reserve he lives on, looking for wild dog dens at the moment. So I know he's having a good Father's Day on foot in the bush, where he's the most happy. Like father, like son, you could say. Now, I'm just trying to predict where these lions are going to pop out. Prism was wondering which predator kills the most humanely. The answer to that, Prism, is actually none of them. Everyone can say a leopard does or a lion does. Ooh, look at this. This is why walking here would be so dangerous. Look at that. All these little luggers have, almost all of them have hippos in them. Now, Prism, none of them kill particularly humanely. The smaller the prey, the more humane the kill. The bigger the prey, the less humane the kill. And they're not, predators aren't particularly worried about how their dinner feels. They're just worried about it becoming dinner. So there we go. This is a hippo bull. Obviously not doing too well. He hasn't been able to compete for a top spot in the river. So he's been sidelined to a lugger. Now, he looks like he does not moving at all, looks like he's dead. But a very important rule about hippos in the bush is it's the dead hippo that kills you. So if you think a hippo's dead, and you go start kicking it, it normally turns around and bites you. That actually reminds me of another story about my dad, also in Botswana. We weren't sure whether a hippo was dead. In northern Botswana, there are no rocks. And he told me to go check. And basically, I had to lob elephant dung, and it turned out the hippo wasn't dead. So a very important lesson while in the bush. Don't assume something is dead, especially something big and scary. Throw something at it before you approach it. Okay, let's move a little bit forward. Sense, can you see the lions? I've lost sight of them. This grass is quite long. They were heading in this direction. I think we might get a chance from around here if they haven't flopped. Ah, there we go. Well spotted. Senzo has got them. Yeah, good. Ah, they are definitely moving in a good direction for us. Do I see an Ngama favourite dinner up ahead? I don't. I see woolly neck storks. I thought they were warthogs for a second. There we go. There are the girls. Being very cooperative. They're going to head down onto the short grass plains. They're heading straight down towards the Samaki swamp. And what other animals are down towards the swamp? There's some ostriches. There is a pig. There's a pig. There's a pig. These lions love a pig. Okay, Senza. I think she spotted the pig. So Senza, if you go into this green grass here, you'll see there's some storks up ahead. Oh. You see the storks? Let me just try to get, there we go. Wait, I'm trying to see. Right. Keep coming right. Where are we now? Actually, just come out for me, sorry, since I've lost where you are. Oh yeah, left, sorry, left. Okay, there we... Yeah, zoom. There we go. They're the woolly neck storks. There's a pig in the middle of the storks, and there's some topi in the distance a little bit. There's a couple of pigs in amongst the storks there. And these Ngama girls do love a good bit of swine. It is one of their favourite foods. And they're moving towards that area. Now if we keep going left a little bit, Sense, way in the distance, there's another topi, just keep coming. Where are the ostriches gone? Oh, there they are. Left. There we go, some ostriches in the distance. Wouldn't that be an exciting thing to see? They're also capable of incredible speeds. Where are the lions? I can only see one so far. The others are heading down towards where those pigs are. I think they might not be in for the best of luck because of the length of the grass. But these Ngama girls are pig specialists. It's been an absolutely wonderful morning so far. The weather is just to die for. See, they're looking right down towards where the pigs are. So we're going to concentrate on the lions at the moment. And you can see them staring down to where the pigs were. I can only see the one lioness. I'm just going to sit up a little bit, see if I can spot. I don't know if... Can you see any others? Sense? Just that one. Two. Ah, there we go. Now where's the third lioness? Maybe she's the most hungry. Now, in between them and the pigs is a lugger. Now, for those of you who don't know what a lugger is, it's a donga. For those of you who don't know what a donga is, it's a depression that holds water. And there's quite a lot of them in this area. which makes it quite difficult to move around off the road because you can't actually see them, and a lot of them are full of hippos. So I'm trying to see, oh, she's on the move, whether she's going to leap the lugger. But where you see the green grass that's coming out, where's the other lioness gone? She gone in front. She's coming out the other side of those bushes. A little bit more. She's going to pop out in front of that bush shortly, I hope. So where you see that green grass, that's just a little bit to the right of that bush there, and it spreads out in the open. It's generally where a lugger will not become a lugger anymore, and it'll lead into a swamp or a marsh. Where they gone? They've definitely, I'm sure they've seen those pigs, and I think they're trying to formulate a plan about how to get some bacon for breakfast. It's going to be a little bit challenging on this short grass. Dear watchers wondering, will the lions try and hunt the storks? If the opportunity arises, but I mean, there's not much meat on a stork, and also they're quite difficult to catch because they tend to take off. Look at that! Look at that! You can see they're in stork mode. Look at those shoulders. Look at those shoulders move. They don't want to give away their position. Now, the wind is in their favor. So what I think they might do is split into three and hope that a pig is panicked and runs into one of the ladies. Now, this is a pride I'm sure we're going to get to know and love just as much as our beloved Nkahumas, because we're going to spend a lot of time with them. And it is always awesome to have a pride of lions on one's doorstep. There we go. So everyone else rushed off to the other side. We're in the perfect spot. Now, Jeff is wondering, do lions set up ambushes? I would say most definitely, Jeff. A lot of it's instinctive, though, the ambushing. But the other thing is that's very, very cool about a lion hunts is the visual communication. So you'll watch lionesses when they look at each other. Oh, don't, Hamakop might give her away. So they communicate by body language while they're on the stalk and in the hunt. And actually, a friend of mine's busy doing some research on that at the moment, and on all social predators and visual communication. Oh, there we go. She just jumped across the lugger. I was hoping they were going to do that. That was so cool. So she's going around, and she's sticking to the slightly longer grass. As you can see, it's not that long. The pigs are still... And it's one of the most fascinating things I find with lion hunts. See, she's not moving till she can see one of the other girls. She's not sure what to do now. Now, of course, this isn't 100% proven yet, and it's still quite early in its research stage. Thanks, how are you doing? Yeah, there's two... Sorry. Welcome back to your very own live safari. The lionesses are still on the hunt. They've moved. They're probably 300 meters from the back lioness who's going on the other side after these pigs. And you can see the other two lionesses that we're looking at now are moving slowly towards where the pigs are, and the third lioness is actually trying to sneak around to the opposite side. So we were asked a little bit earlier whether they set ambushes. This looks like an ideal ambush. And remember, I was talking about visual communication between lions, and it's really, really interesting studies that are going on at the moment. Those black behind the ears and the black tip to the tail are very important for cubs to follow, but equally as important in the hunt, because they take visual cues. See how they keep looking at each other. And that is how they decide where they're going to move. So it is absolutely fascinating when you get to watch the lion dynamics and the dynamic of the hunt. And what makes the Masai Mara so perfect is you're able to do it in the open. And unlike the greater Kruger, where it's often quite thick bush where it's happening, here we get to see it happen in the open. And once we get our nocturnal rig set up as well, we're going to be able to see it in the most incredible way at night. And with no lights on, with the thermal cameras and the higher ISO cameras, we're going to be seeing the most incredible behavior and dynamics. Look, these girls are really hungry. 7 little cubs to feed. Remember, hashtag Safari Live if you've got any questions for us. Isn't this just amazing? What a morning in the Mara. So what they're going to do is they're going to try frighten the pigs towards the third lioness, or even the second lioness as they split. Now, we're in prime spot here. Tess says, come on ladies, get your breakfast. I couldn't agree more. Can almost smell the bacon. Now, I've lost sight of the third lioness, but let's just go to where the pigs are, Sens. So, just to give you an idea, so as I said, I've lost sight of the third lioness. So, they're the warthogs. And if we keep going off to the left, you'll see there's some long grass as we come out a bit more. And a little bit more to the left. So I'd say she's somewhere in that long grass on the other side of the green. And we're going to just keep an eye out. Obviously, we're in a great spot here. And the particular... Oh, Senzo's found it. You see it? Look at that. See, she's using that long grass. Great spot, Sense. She's almost directly opposite the pigs now. So I think that the other 2 girls are going to be waiting, and then they're going to push those pigs onto her. So she's in the killing spot, so to speak. Now, that's, of course, if the pigs run that way. But this is as good a chance as any for these lions to make a successful hunt. Okay. Now comes the really difficult part if we don't have 4 cameras. Where to put the camera? I think what we're going to do now is come out onto the lionesses. They're going to push the pigs, and we'll just keep a close eye on that female that is waiting, and she's moving forward. Oh, this is so exciting. Elizabeth is wondering, is it a single lioness that leads the hunt, or is it fully collaborative? Look at them, they're moving. Now, it could happen that the lioness on the other side pushes the pigs onto these 2 girls. So it's interesting going to see whether 2 lionesses are going to wait in ambush, or they're going to push them onto that single lioness. Now, of course, the pigs could run in a direction away from the lionesses, and Elizabeth's wondering who leads the hunt, or is it a completely collaborative affair? Generally, the most hungry lion leads the hunt, but it is a collaborative affair under normal circumstances. Okay, there we go. She's pushing towards the pigs. Now, there's a reason I'm staying so far back. Now, I've chosen a little bit of high ground here above where the lions are. So when everything runs and it happens, we're in the best spot possible to see what is going to happen. Now, she's probably about 80, 90, maybe 100 meters away from the pigs at the moment. And you can see she's coming out of onto the short grass. So the one thing pigs have at disadvantage is their height. They're quite short, like Kirsten in Final Control. So they might not see her till she's a lot closer. When you see that pig, I think something's up. Now, of course, there is that. We can just make out the other lioness. So there's 2 lionesses that are slowly moving towards, one on the short grass and one in the long grass. Now, my money's on the long grass lioness being in the best spot for the takedown, so to speak. There she is, well hidden, probably equidistant to the pigs from the lionesses out in the open. Oh, look at this. Sens, there's just been a change. So look at that far lioness. She's moving back into the long grass, further down, in case the pigs go that way. So they're literally trying to cover all their bases at the moment. The pigs are, at the moment, unaware. Okay, let's go to middle lioness. Middle lioness is going to be where the action is first. So look at her. She's getting really close. She's managed to sneak another sort of 20 or 30 meters. And you'll watch how they use the terrain. There might be a little depression or something like that she might use. Now, Brian's wondering, would lionesses use the cub as a distraction? I don't think they would do it on purpose. It might happen inadvertently, but the cubs have left quite far away from here. And maybe that's where the fourth lioness was. I did see her a bit earlier. But the cubs are on the long grass, probably about 1 kilometer to the west of us. And it's only these 3 girls at the moment who are out and about and after breakfast. This is so cool. Oh, the wind's picking up. I've lost comms with final control, but don't worry, we're going to stick here. They can call back. There we go, they're already calling back. Hello, welcome back. And we're still with these lions. Now, look, ooh, just come a bit wider. Just come a bit wider. Now, I've lost sight of the lioness in the long grass, but the one pig looks like it was thinking about going in that direction. Good as a warthog's eyesight. It's for someone who's so short, and of course that their biggest disadvantage is their height and the fact that they can't see predators coming from afar. But they have an incredible turn of speed. Our piggies, and they also got a really good sidestep for those who watch rugby or whatnot, so they can jink and change direction very quickly. Now also, this particular warthog isn't a big male, but even the females have that razor sharp bottom tusk that's called a tush, and that is able to inflict damage. But I think these warthogs are a bit outgunned by these girls. Can you still see the lioness, the middle one? I've lost her. I think she's ducked in. Oh no, I've got her. She's in that little hollow there. Now, we can know, there's about 3 or 4 pigs that I saw earlier, but we can't see all of them. There she is. So she's using the terrain. There's obviously a little depression there that she's sneaking along to try and get closer. And the other lioness, you see her, Sense? Way down on the edge of the marsh. Moving right around the edge at the end there. There she is. Now, I still can't see the third lioness who is in the long grass. But the pigs, let's stick on the pigs. The pigs are moving towards that long grass. You see the pigs? Okay, look, she's, okay, Sense, she's coming for the warthog, she's coming for the warthog. Oh, that pig's gonna escape. Oh, dearie me. Oh, girls, that's the third botch up of the morning. If you'd just waited 5 more minutes, those pigs would have walked into you. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Sorry, ladies. There were some more pigs in there, but I can't see them at the moment. That was nearly the perfect setup. Let's just Is there still pig? Can you still see a pig? Just go back to the lioness in the long grass. She still sees something. Just watch her body language. No, the other one. To the left, in the long grass. See, she's still showing like there might be another pig that we can't see in one of those little depressions. There we go. So Sen says he can still, or another lioness is still sneaking. The other two lionesses still sneaking. So there's still a pig in there somewhere. Or, oh no, there it goes. It's running the other way. You see it disappearing at long distance. Ah, that was the last of the pigs. Oh, dearie, dearie me. Well. Oh, ladies, ladies, ladies. So close to having the perfect setup. So they're hungry, so I'm just going to hang about here, see if they get up to anything else. But while we do that, Tristan has got an overload of cuteness for you. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, poor Angama girls. No bacon for breakfast. So I don't think they're going to move too much now. It's quite warm and they seem to be settled, and they'll hopefully wait in this area till some poor unsuspecting prey species wanders in. So I think we're going to take a little bumble around the Mara now. So we're going to keep moving. Let's see what else is out there. I think we should go down towards the river. What do you think, Senzo? Yes, let's go down to the river. Now, a lot of you have been asking, where's James? When's he arriving? Etc., etc. So, Commander Bond will be arriving in the Mara tomorrow. And so will Louise. And VM is finally leaving Nairobi after getting all the vehicles camera prepped and ready. And VM will be landing at 12 o'clock today. We will be fetching him from an airstrip about 20 kilometers that way. And then tomorrow, with the arrival of Lou and James, we are at full contingent for the Mara. And our fearless leader, or both our fearless leaders, Mr. and Mrs. Wallington, arrived today as well. So we are going to be a full camp. Yay! Happy camp. Last night, I'm not sure whose idea it was, but I'm pretty sure it probably was Rebecca Christensen to have the shuka shakedown. So our first night with most of us in camp, we all had to go to dinner wearing shukas, and it was called Shuka Shakedown night. It definitely has a Rebecca ping to it. Or Jerry maybe, but I think it was Rebecca. Okay. So this road loops down around towards the edge of the Mara River, and we're going to drive along the tree line for a little bit. Who knows, we might find some gorgeous birdies, or who knows, more lions, or even a leopard. Marissa. Marissa wants to know about the soil in the Mara and how rich is it, and do flowers grow in it? Marissa, indeed, it is a very, very good soil, and flowers do grow in it, but we are right at the end of the sort of rainy season now, so most of the flowers would have been in the first rains, which are around November, December. I've seen some ipomeas or morning glories. Up on top around Ngama, I've seen some absolutely gorgeous flame lilies, or Gloriosa superba. So yeah, we've seen some really, really cool stuff. Well, one last look at the ladies, looking a little bit upset with themselves. Poor lions. Yes, you botched that up, my girl. You should have just waited another minute or two and that warthog would have walked into your mouth. Yes, hang your head in shame. We're going to keep moving. Apparently the gremlins cut off the story about my hat, and White Lady Erin was wondering about that. So there's a reason I have a blue hat, not a green hat today. Now, over the last couple of days, this particular creature, Paka, has been a little bit difficult, to say the least. And I've spent a lot of time covered in diesel. And I'm not talking about the fancy fragrance that people purchase. I mean actual diesel fuel. And so that hat was dirty. And when I was bleeding the sediment filter, I had some diesel fall on it. So very, very smelly and dirty. So it's gone to get washed. And in the meantime, I have my blue hat that Jamie bought from Johannesburg for me. Look at that. There is a hippo in the middle of the swamp. He's going to disappear. You can just see this. I just saw that. Caught the sun shining off his back. You see him, Sens? Did he disappear into a hole? How quick was that? He's gone. So there's obviously a pool in the middle of the swamp, and the hippo was walking out, and he's just disappeared. Imagine that. A couple of tons just vanishes into the swamp. Now, not yet, because it's still a bit early, but as the day heats up, the elephants will start moving towards the swamp. They really love it, the swamp. In the evening, there's lots and lots of ellies in the swamp. I've been speaking about elephants and the lack thereof in this area at this time of the day, but it sounds like Tristan is inundated with them.